What's up, a Cinema Shogun here, and you didn't hear this from me, but it looks like Amber Turd may be out of an Aquaman job. Now, nothing is set in stone as of yet, but I can confirm there are some things going on behind the scenes. As you all know, this Johnny Depp trial has been going on for over a week now, and there is a lot of interesting information coming out of this trial every single day. But if you know where to look, there's a lot of interesting things happening in the background as well. But to fully understand what is going on here, I have to give you a little bit of backstory. As most of you all know, Amber Turd plays Mera, Aquaman's love interest in the Aquaman movie franchise. Aquaman is a movie made by WB. WB just recently merged with Discovery, and they have now become Warner Brothers Discovery. Now, when this merger happened, a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people got new jobs. A lot of the people who were calling the shots over at this movie studio were replaced. Now there's new people calling the shots. It's almost like being under new management, if you will. And this merger caused a big shakeup within the company. One of the first things they did was they canceled CNN Plus. I'm sure some of you have heard of that. CNN Plus lasted for about a month. It had about 10,000 active users a day. My channel does better than CNN Plus did. So one of the big things they did was they just destroyed CNN Plus, and then they started delaying a few films. Two of the biggest movies they delayed was the Flash movie. Now, the Flash movie stars Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller has been arrested about 18 times within the last 2 months in Hawaii. He is on a rampage. I made a video about it already. So he has been extremely problematic. This movie was supposed to come out this year. They have delayed it till next year. The second movie they delayed was Aquaman 2, which was supposed to come out this year, and now they have delayed it till 2023. The one thing both these movies have in common is they both have a problematic actor and actress in the films. Of course, Amber Turd is in Aquaman, Ezra Miller is in The Flash. Now, prior to the merger, everything was just going full steam ahead. It doesn't matter how bad we look if we release these movies, we don't care. But now, these movies are delayed. For what reason? I mean, to be fair, WB may have their hands tied here because they have filmed pretty much both of these movies. So are they delaying the movies because they're going to replace these characters? Or maybe they're trying to test the waters here. They don't want to release them so close to all of this stuff going down, so they want to test the public opinion to see what they're going to do going forward. But right now, the public does not want Amber Turd in the Aquaman 2 movie. In fact, thousands and thousands of people have started to sign a petition to get her out of the movie, and they pledged that if she is in the movie, they will boycott the film. So even if they release this movie, it's dead in the water. No pun intended. Aquaman 2 is dead in the water. Dead on arrival if they release this film with AH in it. WB knows that. But to understand even that backstory, you have to go back and you have to see that in the beginning, they weren't even really going to go along with AH being in Aquaman 2. Because there were problems between her and Jason Momoa, and there wasn't a lot of chemistry there. And in fact, the president for DC Films, Walter Hamada, actually had a 3-hour deposition in which he had to testify on the subject of Heard's presence in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. AH was basically claiming that she was kicked off of this movie because of Johnny Depp and the situation that she was going on with Johnny Depp. Now, of course, they eventually gave her the role back. But what was said was, it had nothing to do with that. They didn't even care about the Johnny Depp situation. WB had already fired Johnny Depp from the Fantastic Beasts franchise. They didn't want her to come back because there was no chemistry there between her and Momoa, and I believe her and Momoa may have had some issues. Because recently, and I made a video about this, Jason Momoa actually followed Johnny Depp on Instagram. I believe it was on the first day of his testimony. Maybe the second day of his testimony. But it was during his testimony that Jason Momoa started following Johnny Depp, which was like a sign of support for him. So there was already issues here. They already didn't want AH to be in this movie, not because of this situation, but because of other reasons. But because of the Johnny Depp situation, they felt forced to go ahead and let her back in the movie because she was claiming that they didn't want her in the movie because of that situation. So they let her back in the film. And now they're stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Because they know it's going to hurt the box office extremely. The first Aquaman movie, I believe, made over $1 billion, which is really good. They want this to be another $1 billion film, and it's not going to happen, especially in today's climate. And add that to the fact that people are boycotting the movie over this. And I mean, thousands upon thousands of people have gone to change.org and they've signed the petition. And things are starting to happen in the background. These movies weren't delayed for any reason. Or they weren't delayed for no reason. They were delayed because they're weighing their options here. This trial so far has not looked good for AH. Honestly, I felt like going into this, Johnny didn't have really much to lose. We all have accepted Johnny for his imperfections. But we all know that just because Johnny has imperfections, it doesn't mean he's a complete monster, like AH has made him out to be. However, AH has been this protected person. I mean, hey, I have to call her AH or Amber Turd. And that's not me being petty. I would be respectful and call this woman by her name if I was allowed to. But she's way more powerful than any of us can imagine. To the point that she has YouTube algorithms finding channels that mention her name and striking those channels and getting those videos demonetized, suppressing the videos. So, as I mentioned a moment ago, and I mentioned in a prior video, Jason Momoa, AH's Aquaman co-star, or the star of Aquaman, he recently followed Johnny Depp. And I think a lot of people caught up on that, you know? They caught that. But what some people didn't catch is the fact that AH, after that, she unfollowed the Aquaman movie on Instagram, and she unfollowed Jason Momoa on Instagram. And once people started spotting it and calling it out, she quickly tried to follow them back. Now, like I've stated before, things like that, it might not seem like much, but when you're in this type of situation, it says a whole lot. Not only did she unfollow Jason Momoa, but she unfollowed the Aquaman movie. Why would she do that? Unless she knows that her job is at risk. Unless she knows that maybe her job might be gone. You know, we don't know what's going through these movie studios' minds exactly. But we know for a fact that whatever it isn't good. AH honestly isn't that talented to risk your whole entire movie over it. She's easily replaceable, unlike Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is a once-in-a-lifetime talent. AH is just another run-of-the-mill Hollywood actress. And I don't think going forward these movie companies are going to risk it all to have this woman in their movies. Especially because she doesn't seem to get along with a lot of the people on the movie sets. Hell, if this woman spits in the faces of her own assistants, then how do you think she treats these people on the movie sets? So, I think she's probably problematic on the set already. That's why they were trying to move away from her to begin with. And now, like I said before, the pendulum is starting to swing here in Johnny's favor. Hollywood is starting to come around. WB may have their hands tied behind their back now because they already filmed this movie. But make no mistake about it, she won't be in another Aquaman movie. If they're somehow forced to release this film with AH in it, she won't be in a part 3. She won't be in a part 4. She probably won't be getting many roles after this. And deservingly so. Because all of this could have been avoided. What's happening here is one of the most epic backfires in the history of entertainment. In the history of showbiz. She set out to totally destroy Johnny. Totally destroy his career. And what's happening is she's going to wind up destroying her own. Because like I said, Johnny is a once-in-a-lifetime talent. And people who have talent like that, they can be forgiven. But these run-of-the-mill actresses, these run-of-the-mill actors, when they F up this bad, they're just replaced by the next pretty face. And I think that's what's going to happen in this situation. But I want to know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you on the next video.